I do want to cover the F1 thing because it was such a
Yeah, I need you to explain to me what exactly happened
there
because I
there is
saw so many people talking about it.
there is so much context. I'm gonna do the best to say this within a couple minutes. All of you F1 nerds, before you start fucking projecting these opinions and shit onto me, I'm just gonna try to give this even. So I don't give a fuck what you think should have happened. Just shut up. Okay.
Jeez.
No, you have to be that way because F1 fans are the most argumentative, gatekeeping. They're so annoying.
Okay.
So, in Formula One, at a baseline, you should understand that there are a lot of crashing is very. It's just a
Sick.
yeah.
Okay. Got it.
It's bound to happen.
Okay.
So the procedure for that is what's called a safety car,
Okay.
and typically they have two versions. One that's virtual, which is this is kind of sick. Just like from a technology standpoint, it just tells them in their steering wheel, this is a virtual safety car, and they put their speed down and like they run the track at 40% speed. And it's just kind of crazy that they can, I don't know, issue rules and stuff like that specific.
I see.
Like
So they do that in order to navigate whatever wreckage is on the
yeah, and it's
before they
to
clear it out or something?
yeah. So
Okay.
typically, virtual is issued if like someone hits a curb and then like a fucking carbon fiber piece like lands in the middle of the track. And if it's like a high speed area of the track or something, that's like, hey, slow down. A marshal is gonna just hop over the fence, run out, grab that piece, and then we're back to racing.
Okay.
So then full safety car is when the crash is really bad and they have a car actually get out in front and lead the cars. So that I guess it's to sort of like control the pace of the cars and make sure something whatever doesn't happen. Okay, now you know that.
Okay.
So the context of this season was really intense because there were rule changes and Mercedes has dominated for 7 years. And then in this year, Red Bull was actually like challenging for it in a very convincing way. This kid, Max Verstappen, he came into Formula One at 17 years old. He's a fucking demon. He's just been putting up wins. And it's like for the first time, he's showing that someone can possibly beat Lewis Hamilton.
He drives for Red Bull.
He drives for Red Bull.
Okay.
Yeah.
Max does, not Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are people that put an asterisk next to Lewis because like there's one championship where a dude crashed out and it changed the points structure and he took a championship from another person, blah, 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 whatever. I don't care. So going into this season, it's been really tense. There was a big crash in the British Grand Prix. That was really controversial. There's another one in Italy that was really controversial. And going into this, it was like the perfect storm because it ended up being that they were on fucking even points. So, you know, it's literally winner takes all.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this hasn't.
What is the championship or what's like the trophy?
There's two championships. Drivers individually are awarded points for like first through 10th place.
Yeah.
So there's the World Drivers Championship where as a driver, you've won the most points out of the season.
And this was the last race.
This is the very last race.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's the constructors where as a team, you've won the most points.
Okay.
So going into this for the World Drivers Championship, it's even points for Lewis and Max. And the speculation is that Lewis wanted to end it here because next year starts a whole new era of construction of Formula One car. And people are thinking he wanted to get the 8, beat Michael Schumacher's record, and then just be out. So it was really tense. All right, so now the context of the race is this. The Mercedes car was showing to be a fucking like rocket ship. It was so fucking fast. In the qualifying round, Max Verstappen happens to just clinch the first place spot. So he's starting in first place on the grid, and then Lewis is on second place. And historically, whoever has the first place grid slot from qualifying wins the race.
Okay.
So
and Max had the first.
Max had first. So it's looking good because everyone was worried, is the Red Bull car fast enough to compete with the Mercedes car this year? And if Max was able to oust Lewis in qualifying, surely there's a chance. So the race starts and Lewis fucking bolts. He's gone. And they go into this turn And it was really controversial because Max, he dives down on an opening and he makes the move within the limits of the track. But Lewis goes off and he cuts the corner and stays in front. So Max is now on radio being like, hey, he needs to give me the position back. I took it from him fairly within the limits of the track. He needs to issue it back to me. And the referees basically, they tell Red Bull, no, he doesn't, because Lewis slowed down and whatever he gained from that, whatever advantage was given back. So Max is within what, the distance he was within prior to that move. It didn't matter because Lewis goes on to put fucking 10 seconds of a gap ahead of Max. So he's leading the race, and it's not looking like Red Bull really has a shot. So Max pits early because he was on like a faster set of tires, which basically just means the car moves faster. So he pits for a different set to try to it's a longer lasting set of tires. So like maybe when Lewis has to pit later in the race, Max can like make up some time there. Now it's just coming down to like race strategy. This is the part this gets confusing. So fuck all this. There's a moment like about midway through the race where Max's teammates, he stays out, so he doesn't pit. Lewis pits. Now Lewis, is coming from like fourth place trying to reclaim first. And Max is down in like sixth or seventh, and he's, whatever, trying to catch up to Lewis. So now Red Bull is doing like this pincering thing where as Lewis is approaching first, Max's teammate is slowing down and like putting up a battle. So now Lewis doesn't have clean laps because he's trying to get around Sergio. Sergio does an insane job and reduces the gap between Max and Lewis to fucking 1.5 seconds, which is insane. It went from 12 to 1.5. So now Max seems like he has a fighting chance, but fucking again, the Mercedes car is on fire and, Lewis takes off. There's a point where the gap is 17 seconds. With 6 laps left to go, this kid, Nicholas Latifi, is Canadian. Yeah.
I finally started listening to the story.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know.
I'm kidding.
I know. It's
kidding.
It's boring
I'm
shit.
I'm kidding. I'm really interested in this. So keep going.
So 6 laps left. Lewis, it's looking like he's definitely going to take this home. Nicholas, he gets into what's called like the dirty air. And the thing about Formula 1 cars is they move so fast that they're like airplanes and they displace the air behind them. So if you're a car coming up behind and you're in the dirty air, the air is literally turbulent. So the car performance is fucking unpredictable because like the whole chassis is fighting air.
Yeah.
Nicholas Latifi gets in the dirty air and he spins and he fucking crashes. So Max has track position and he pits for a new set of soft tires. Lewis's tires are like 30 some laps old. So Max is going to have crazy grip. The thing I forgot to mention is you can pit during a safety car. It's like a cheap pit stop.
Okay.
A pit stop on average takes like 24 seconds. If you do it under a safety car, it only costs you like 17 or some shit. All right. So you need to know all that so you can understand like this final lap. So Lewis doesn't pit because if he pits, he would have came out behind Max. So he has to stay out on these old tires. And Formula 1 cars, they naturally, the faster cars lap the other cars. So it creates a lot of like weird grid order because 2 cars can be like first and second, but cars in between them can be, in this case, like positions 4 through 5 or 6 and 7. So Max pits, he comes out and he's behind like 5 cars.
Who was the one who crashed, by the way?
Nicholas Latifi.
Okay. That's a Canadian guy.
Yes, Canadian guy.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I got it. Sorry.
So whatever. So a safety car comes out and it's leading the cars, which means, it's looking like the race is going to end under a safety car.
Okay.
And Mercedes is thinking, okay, this is fine. Whatever, like we're going to win. But randomly, because they think they're going to win because the referees told everyone no one can unlap themselves. So that means Max has to stay behind the 5 cars. And even on the off chance that they go racing for like 1 or 2 more laps, he still has to get through those 5 cars to catch up to Lewis. The cars are rolling around track, and on these, like, they're on the lap before the last one. Suddenly, the FIA, who was like, they're like the refs, they make a call on radio and say, nope, lapped cars can unlap themselves. And then Mercedes is like, wait, what the fuck? Like, you can't do that. You literally just said, like, you're basically like reversing the call you made. So that enables Max to jump the 5 cars. So now he's on a fresh set of tires. He is side by side with Lewis, who is on 30 old, tires that are 30 laps old. And when a safety car resumes, you can't use something called DRS, which is like, it's like a little turbo boost. It's like the wing position changes and the car can like catch up. I know this is like really fucking long, but basically they fucking trigger the 1 lap left of racing and Max has brand new tires. So of course he's going to smoke Lewis and he fucking takes the win. And he takes the world championship despite not having led the race for 51 and a half laps. So the whole thing felt like it's this season that had so many points of controversy, so many like, it could go like this, it could go like that. And it comes down to this moment where it feels like the refs just kind of look around and go, just
give it to Red Bull.
Yeah. And what made it like, what added insult to injury is, Lewis is like the first, really successful black Formula One driver ever. And that's why he is such a special guy in a field that is like dominated really by just like, other people. And what was really kind of gross was how many people came out and were like, oh, I'm really glad Michael Schumacher's record wasn't broken. Like that's what they took from the whole thing. It's like, that's what you got from that?
Right.
Like you didn't want Lewis to have it? Like why not?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy if he does, right? So yeah, I think it stained what could have been a very legit ending,
Yeah. So is it legal to like reverse a call like that?
Technically it is, I guess.
And what comes down to why they make that call? Like why would
So the joke is that the FIA are like the refs and people always spell it like they prefix it with MA, so it's mafia. So a lot of people feel like
Tony was up there.
Yeah, a lot of people feel it was Tone Zone.
Sucked.
It was Tone Zone.
Yeah, and he's like, I like Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you let Red Bull
basically
pick up the phone and reverse that call, huh?
Yeah. Those are people's feelings.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure I missed some things in there and someone will tell me I got something wrong or whatever, but the gist of it is that on paper, Max was never really leading the race.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
it's rigged.
That's the other complaint is people are like, okay, if you want to reverse calls, that's fine. But like, it's so wildly inconsistent. How does anyone even ever want to watch this again? Because it's like literally up to you guys, how you guys want it to go. Then other people are joking that, Netflix put in the call so that they could have a really dope Drive to Survive season. Yeah. So it's it's ugly.
Damn, thank you for describing that to
me. And I'm sorry.
No, I needed to know.
It was a pretty frustrating thing. I woke up at fucking 5.
Yeah, I saw.
I like, you know what I mean? Like I woke up from doing those shows to watch that horse shit. I was like, this is a joke, man.
I fucking woke up at 5 a.m. for this bullshit.
Literally, man. Literally. But I guess refs are bullshit in every sport. So I just think it's
maybe the refs are Dutch.
No, the guy's name is Michael Massey, and I would be afraid to go outside if I was that dude.
Why?
Oh,
just because.
Oh, so many people are probably
like, he's infamous.
I mean, everyone English hates him
now because of that call, or because of other.
I mean, all season he's been a little bit, and he's had questionable moments, but I think that one,
Yeah.
because all a lot of English fans are for Lewis, and they saw that, and it's off with your fucking head. If we seize you in fucking London, we're gonna cut your fucking head off. Like, he's a dead man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's fucking. He needs to buy a new face.
Which he probably can.
Yeah.
With that mafia money.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
That he's getting slipped.
Yeah. Fucking.
Listen, I like the taste of Red Bull.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Keeps me awake. Why don't you make the call? Why don't we just cruise into the bonus?
Yeah, I guess so. Starting.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Newsletter, tmgstudios.tv.
Yeah, go sign up.
Go sign up. We
See some
appreciate it.
art.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.